Good morning, everyone. I think I got the wrong side. Do you see the sky from New York, Manhattan, upper west side? Very upper west side. Hope you enjoy Bamboo Flute music by shakuhachi artist. I don't think you see the Koi-san's face, but I want to focus on the sky this morning. Last night I was broadcasting about Pucci Perry's story, but in the middle of the scope, OBS, the software, is crashed some reason. Then I couldn't scope using slides. Sorry about that. Maybe I'm gonna rerun, try take 2 tonight. But before that I need to restart OBS and the computer. How are you? How are you feeling this morning? Hope you have a positive and lots of passionate feeling this morning. His name is Koi-san. No, it's really dark. This weekend is the daylight time saving, so maybe next week we're gonna have a little bit brighter scope. His name is Koi-san, the puppet, and he used to be a fisherman. Now he's a motivator, life coach for Snow Sugar Video. Ikigai is Japanese for a reason for being, things that get you up in the morning. This week is 5th week. We've been talking about what you can be paid for. Last week we talked about what you are good at, so the things you're good at can be paid for. Koi-san and I am Yukiko, also good at information technology. That's why we're using technology to broadcast about Ikigai and HATARAKIGAI as well. We are believing the storytelling power, it's going to solve lots of things, and there's a narrative medicine, it's cure the disease. There's a speech therapy or drama therapy. All the storytelling is started to discover the using for the curing a lot of different mental illness. But we wanted to prevent mental illness. So he's using the technology to doing scoping. So maybe I'm going to use the sketcher right here. Maybe different colors, Periscope, Twitter, Skillshare, Udemy. Koi-san is doing Twitter and Periscope, most likely Periscope, and I'm helping Twitter, Skillshare, and Udemy. This is more technical because if you monetize what you are good at, so you need to be a little bit like a technical things. There's a system to think about how you can be paid for. So maybe I'm gonna use, is this, it's still okay, the green should be okay. So this is called the business model canvas. People don't write the long business plan anymore, because business model canvases makes sense everything in one page. So we started from here, what we are good at. So Koi-san is good at storytelling video. Then he's gonna think about who is the audience, like who is the customer, and who always ask him about the storytelling and help. That is millennials who have work stress, and millennials who have anxiety or depression, and who have a trouble to learning, trouble to reading maybe, because they are the generation with the digital technology when they're born, most likely. Not when they're born, like when they're going to school. So they are the digital generation, and they use the smartphone and reading the information, getting the information using by video or all the technology, not reading the book. Maybe e-book, but they don't read the book so often. They wanted to get the information quickly as possible. As a business owner, you have to think how you can deliver your message. So storytelling video is the way to deliver the message to the millennials. That's what we're trying to do as well, because they are suffering about anxiety and depression. So we started from here, what we are good at, then think about who is the audience and who needs our services. Then we connected through Periscope and YouTube and making conversation and most likely, getting the feedback from them, and we are reflecting the feedback to our new feature or what we can improve. Then fourth things, we focusing on how we can reach them more. So we using social media. Then how much would it cost? That would be Koi-san's labor, and creating flashcard slides, which is this, and doing scoping. That's every day. Doing scoping every day is not easy. But we are trying, because we have a passionate desire to do this. And how much will you make? How much will you make? The Koi-san itself, and he started, when was it? October, first week of October. He started to generate super hearts and also YouTuber views. YouTuber views converting to ad money. May not be a lot, but that's also the income for this labor. But at this point, YouTube policy has been changed. We can't make the ad money at this point because we don't have 10,000 viewers. But it's close. We have 8,000 viewers at this point. So maybe 2,000 viewers. After the 2,000 views, we started to, Koi-san started to generate ad money from YouTube. And also here is the fourth circle of Ikigai, as you know, or as you don't know, maybe let me explain. This is the fourth circle of the Ikigai, and the center of the circle is all layered. That part is called Ikigai. Then last week we talked about what we are good at, and this week we are talking what you can be paid for. Then next week we're going to talk about profession. Hello, thanks for coming. I think Periscope viewers counter is broken because I don't see anyone. But I see Craig, right? And I see you like a little bubble. Last night I was scoping about Pucci Perry's story and story about Snow Sugar video we started. But in the middle of the scope is OBS, the software crashed. Then we couldn't do scope. We have 2 different channels, and one in Japanese and one in English. This is me, and we have a YouTube channel and youtube.com snowsugarvideo. This is the very beginning of I think 2 years ago I created this video at my studio. I used to sell in purses, but now converting pivot, like a startup world called pivot, means like a change in different venue, different journey, I would say. So this is a video you can view at the Snow Sugar video on YouTube channel. I started to help local artists, but it's harder to focusing on only local artists. Then now and also I saw one article, I think that was a news article at the Forbes or maybe New York Times, maybe not New York Times. I see the many millennials and struggling and anxiety at work and depression at work. Then we thought, and we can use our storytelling power to help them to reduce their stress and anxiety. Now we are focusing on that. And as you know, the Patreon, the CEO, and he created this site because he also a YouTube musician, YouTuber, but he couldn't make enough money for living from only the YouTube. That's why he created the Patreon site, and we also using Patreon to have a sort of like membership site and maybe fan club or Papeットコイ. Patreon page, because our site, Snow Sugar video site, which is snowsugar.com, has been hacked so many times. I don't know who hacked our site. So we built our membership site using WordPress last year, but it's been hacked on January and June and July. We can't restore our site, and so that's why we decided to use Patreon as our main site at this point. That's sad, right? So now its sky has been changed. The color today is so different. Yesterday we got really nice, like orangish, like a little purplish, not purple, like lavender and a pinkish color. Every day is different. The nature is so interesting. So I also create the Skillshare class to teach how to craft a story and shooting and editing video using only smartphone. That should be easy, and you can use this technique for your company or a freelancer to communicate better with your team, and I think mainly communication. But our aim to have our own platform to sharing each other's story video in the future, very soon. But now we are focusing on the communication side. Music has been stopped, seems like. It's past 7. So So this is the formula for success when we believe in, and the result of the life equal ability multiply effort multiply attitude. Attitude is the key to be successful, because if your attitude is negative, everything turns into negative. This is HATARAKIGAI. Hataraki means work in Japanese. So this is the 1/5 of the 12 management principle, the maximize revenue and minimize expenses. Because workplace you can create the value, because the value is created by founder or owner, business owner. This is a very common phrase and quote in Japan. We always say company won't grow higher than the caliber of its president. It's true. Even doesn't matter the size of the company. We are focusing on the employee happiness company culture. That's why we started to share in storytelling power for improve all the company's community. This is the Jiffy we use for a couple times this week. The red money is the cost and green money is the profit. So if you spend a lot of money at work as a company profit is gonna be so small. We covered 5th of the 12 management principle last 5 weeks. This week is maximize revenue and minimize expenses. And if you're a business owner, please, watch replay, then do from number 1. Here's a Koi-san, PapeットコイTwitter handle. Here's today's quote. Oh, too bright. Okay, so in order to make more profit and more revenue, so make money, use the money to make more money, repeat. So make money means doesn't have to be a lot of money, but if you make a little money, use the money to make more money. Then if you repeat, the money is gonna get a greater amount of money. Money need to be circulated. Thank you so much for stopping by. PapeットコイIKIGAI Scoop. Thoughts become reality, and please have a positive mindset today and have a passionate day and productive day. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow morning.